Okay, so I decided to relocate where I'm gonna film these chess videos from, and I moved in the other room. But anyway, notice that, and now notice that we're going through my typical English. So the game I'm gonna show you today, the real only purpose is to illustrate an idea called removing the defender. But it's such a good, fun example that I'll show you the whole game. Uh, So anyway, c4, he plays f5 here. I get my bishop fianchetto and I get my knight out, and he's pinning my knight. And this is a good time for me to say, you don't need to worry about this. If he takes it, you just capture here. And yeah, he's doubled your pawns, but he's moved your b pawn closer to the center. And that's going to be good later because with your b pawn now as another c pawn, you're able to better help control the center square d4. Anyway, all right, so I get my other out. He takes it. I take back. And now I'm ready to play d4 immediately. And I decided that I could attack his rook here. I expected him to do this and just block it, after which I'll take, he might take back, and then I get a free pawn anyway. That was my hope, but, you know, he can also just stop it with this or this, which is what he did. I castled. I don't need to worry about taking this because my knight guards it. Pin his knight. He doesn't want his knight to be pinned. He wants to add a defender, and he wants to get rid of my knight. My knight right here is all up in his grill, and it's so good right now because he has no pawns that can kick it out. His pawns already moved past these squares, so he can't kick my knight out with any pawns. So I play a4. Why did I play a4? Because I don't want him to do this and try to weaken my c4 pawn. So he plays a5. He doesn't want me to go forward anymore. I play queen b3. And then we have h6. So he's attacking my bishop, and I got to do something about it. But I decided, no, I'm not going to do anything about it. I probably should have done something about it and just took it, but he took my bishop, and it ended up being fine because I had this move, but if I didn't have this move, then I'm just down a bishop, and I should have paid attention. So he takes my knight, and now I take his bishop, threatening his rook, so he's got to defend this, and then when he tries to defend this, I'll take his knight. He could also have tried to check, but I'll just take it, and then he'll do the same thing. So now I'm attacking his knight, got to do something about it, and I decided no minor pieces. Let's get rid of all the minor pieces. I didn't want him to have a knight here and build up pressure on this, and maybe I should have done something else. Like the real threat he has here is this. Maybe I should just defend that, and then he takes this, and I can try to chase his knight away, but his knight has this square, and he's going to chase my queen around, and I just didn't want to deal with his knight. So I got rid of it, and now he's got this open F file, which I immediately moved away from. Smart, Reed. So he captured my b pawn. I play c4 here because when you capture right away, I'm threatening your queen. But, you know, I'll probably just take that back and it'll be fine. He captured, I took it back, it was fine. This pawn's hanging, this pawn's hanging. If I take this one, I'll attack your rook. There's no good defense for this because your queen can't play to this square because my rook guards that file. So he gets out of the way, I take his pawn, threatening his rook. As advertised, he retreats his rook. Rook d3 here. My idea is I'm going to move this other rook up, and I'm going to try to get something going down here maybe. But he blocks that. I changed my mind since he moved his rook up. Now I'm threatening to bring my rook in all up in his grill. So he's threatening my f-pawn. I didn't care because right now he's in danger. And if he moves here, his king is going to be pinned. And that ended up happening, and you'll see what happened. So we trade rooks here. Alternatively, you can not trade and just retreat your rook, which I think is maybe better. I don't know, really. I think it's better because this way you're maintaining this pressure here, and now I'm not really doing anything. If I capture here, you just capture back. But anyway, he trades rooks. His rook is pinned now, and I stop him from doing all these things to my f-pawn. So now what he wants to do ideally is get his queen to one of these squares. Well, my rook guards that one. Get his queen to one of these squares so he can add pressure to f2 here and threaten checkmate. He didn't do that. He thought, I know, I'll take a pawn. Haha. And, oh, that's good, but never take pawns. Because after this, I started to set up some devastating blows here. Right now, I'm threatening this. And let's, for the first time this game, turn the computer on and just see what it says. So it actually says I'm losing if he just plays this. So what I thought in this game was if he does this, I'll do this. But after this, which I did not look at in the game, ooh, that's hard to defend. But anyway, I did this. He didn't do that. He retreated. Why, I still don't know. But that immediately calculates to a draw. He played here. And now I thought, okay, well, let me just go back. Your rook is pinned. I still, in my head, in real time during this game, didn't realize how dangerous this was. So he moves his king because he doesn't want his rook to be pinned and he wants to take this f-pawn. So I didn't want him to take my f-pawn, so I just threw it up there. He captures, and I thought a long time here. And I thought, if I capture this way, then eventually he's going to bring his queen here when my queen's not. And I'm either going to get my queen pinned to my king, and I'll be down a pawn and have to fight an ending and try to get a draw. Or, worse, I'll get checkmated. So I decided to capture the other way, but that's worse. So he checks, and that's what I saw when I captured this way. When I captured this way, I saw this check, and I said, okay, after I play here, you have no more checks. What are you going to do? And the computer just wants him to get out of the way, but he wants to threaten me and attack things now. But this is a grave mistake because of my next move, and I mean, the computer's giving it away already. But let me turn it off, and I'll explain. So what he wants to do is he wants to capture this pawn and keep attacking me. But the problem is it's my turn. And I can play check several ways. But the best way to do it is what the computer already showed you, rook f8. Why? Because now his king's in check. Sure, he gets a free rook. But as soon as you take my rook, I take your queen for free. Your king's no longer guarding it. You could also move away here, but again, your king's no longer guarding your queen. The idea I talked about at the beginning, removing the defender, this is it. His king is the only defender of his queen right now. So by me checking him and making him move his king somewhere, and conveniently he can't move here because his pawn is there, after he moves away, I've removed his king from defending his queen, and now I take his queen, and I'm just ahead of queen for a rook, and this is a clear win. He can capture this pawn, but he can't do much after that. I hope you got something out of this. Have a good evening.